Hi, I'm Denise Miller, and I have been on a kick to use up old packets of ephemera. I have about 3 years worth, and I get monthly packets downloaded, so I have a lot of leftover ephemera. And I also have a lot of clothing tags because I have been collecting them. Because you always think that you're going to use them, and then you get a ton of them and you end up not using them. So today is the day. My daughter works at Aloe, so I bought a few things when I was visiting her, and their tags are nice and thick. So don't bend, which is wonderful. I have a couple shirts that I bought, and anytime I find something that fits me, I usually buy a few in different colors. So I have a few clothing tags, same as this. Now this has 3 on one thing. So I think I'm gonna coordinate from one of the old packets and cover all 3 and maybe send it in one of the faith mail little things I send out to someone, maybe their Logos word of the year, or just some Bible verses. So that's going to be fun. I don't think I'm going to get to that in this video today. I'll make a different video sometime doing that. And I end up with a lot of these little type tag booklets because I make them to show on Visual Faith. This is for a Logos Zoom that we did, a challenge. So we made this book. And then I end up making quite a few to show the different steps. So I end up with some things like this. This is a old tag. I jelly printed tags, and then we folded up and made pockets. So I dug this one out. I don't think I have a video of me making this, but I'll dig through and see. If not, that would be a fun video to see because it's very easy to make. Just a bunch of pretty tape, which is called washi tape, and then, decorating your tags and just folding them up to make pockets. But I end up with all these clothing tags, and they fit in there perfectly. So I think this is what I'm going to do today. I dug out different files that I had, went through them, looking, because I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanted, instead of a page that might have had a little things on it, I wanted a few pages that had quite a bit on, so I dug through. This file is more for our themed Bible journaling kits, instead of our monthly Names of Jesus, Names of God, and Psalm Bible journaling kits. So I dug through there, and I came up with a few things. I first came up with, this is when we did, I'm pretty sure this was the names of God, and He is our righteousness. But when it had a big piece, so this is what I'm thinking of doing for this 3-piece one. Just from the standpoint, there's a lot to work with. But when I looked at the colors, I realized those were similar colors to our Pearl Challenge. So if I need more of a background, I can use some of that to add to it. So let's see if I grabbed all of it. Yes. So I'm going to put that with that, and I'm going to do that sometime. Then I came up with these. I had 4 pages left over. This is a themed Bible journaling kit on Isaiah 43. I had a lot of big places. Since I have 4 tags that I'll be working with, I wanted quite a bit of background. Now I am going to cut off the string since I do not need it, but it has the coolest little, here it is. Whoop, isn't that cool? So I'm going to keep those. Of course, because I might need them sometime. As if you've ever junk journaled, it's the running joke that nothing ever gets thrown away because you just might need it sometime. Okay, last one. Now these tags here only have writing on one side, so I could leave this back empty. So let's start and see where we get, if I have enough to cover the backs or just to leave them empty. So left over in this kit, I have a lot less because my granddaughters, when they came, played with this kit as well and cut a lot up and made Bible journaling pages in their Bibles. But I do still have some. So these are thinner, maybe a little bit thinner than like this little mini tag, as you can see, is wider. So some of these things, if I end up putting on, I might cut off a little bit of the sides, but that's okay because the main part is there. So we have two kind of parts in Isaiah 43 that I see here. A lot of I will be with you, fear not. Let's see what else I have on here. I have called you by name. These are a lot of fear. Oh, you are mine. The fire will not consume you. So if I do maybe 2 in the fire theme and maybe 2 in the water theme, there's enough there for 4 different tags. So let me look real fast. Let me grab my Bible, look up Isaiah 43 to see where it is. I got my other one ripped apart and fell apart. This is a study Bible. It is not a journaling Bible. But if you're new to a Bible, in the front, these pages are very thin. I'm so used to the thicker journaling pages. In the front, you always have a table of contents. And if you know Isaiah 43, you can find it. If you don't know if it's Old or New Testament, just keep going through. Sometimes they'll have them in order. And then sometimes they'll have them alphabetical. So in here I find Isaiah after the Psalms, which is halfway. So it's in the second half of the Old Testament. And the page is 1351. So you just turn to that. 1351. Oop, past it. Oh, look at that. 43 right there. 13. It would have taken me to the beginning of Isaiah, but we want Isaiah 43. So it starts, sometimes there's little titles depending. This is ESV, which is my favorite version. And then this is considered a study Bible. So you're going to have cross references and then study notes at the bottom. And it says, "But now thus says the Lord, he who created you, O Jacob, he who formed you, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior." So even though this is talking about Israel and his chosen people and his chosen nation, now that we've accepted Jesus Christ, we also are his people. So these words definitely can be used by us. In other words, we're not taking it out of context and using it inappropriately. We are his people. And then the rest of it's just beautiful as well. So I've gotten a little bit more of an idea of how I want to split this up. And then it just comes down to covering it. If what I'm going to put on it covers a lot of it, maybe I don't want to use that one that has all the water because it's going to be covered up. Or I might just start covering them and then just see what goes over them. Sometimes that's the easiest. I have a long piece here as well. Even though it doesn't cover all of it, it covers a lot of it and adds a little color. I think the blue is going to be the easiest. It's the red and yellow that I have the least of. I have a little bit here, a little bit here. And then I do have some flames, things like that. So let's start with the water, since that looks like it's going to be the easiest. Let me figure out which light I want. The words here are too little for me. And you don't always have to put the words this way. As you can see, they wrote it sideways, so I can do the same. Let's see. Fear not, and I will be with you. I think I'm going to do this one first because of the way I have to kind of line it up on here. I think I might actually draw some lines on it. And maybe when I cut it out, kind of just a little bit of a guideline so I can see where I am. And I am going to cut it out. Sometimes I rip them out. I love the grungy look of a lot of things, but for this, and you see I'm going to be using that possibly, so I don't want to cut into that. So I am going to chop it off right there. Okay, so let's move some of this stuff over. Let's figure out what we want and how far up the tag. I think I'm gonna cut this right along the wave and then put waves underneath it of the same color. So let's see what I have. I have some smaller waves, and then I have these big waves. I actually have, wonder if that would work. It's probably not enough. I think I'm gonna start with these. Yep, let me chop this out. And I will fussy cut around. Since I already have my little booklet made, I don't have to do that. I can also think about what I am going to put on the front. I am going to line this up and do little lines. You could wrap it around to the back if you're covering up the whole entire back. I'm just so excited to be using up some of this ephemera that I have had for years in my little box. I guess I should have had a little my smaller scissors for this, but it's fine. I think I chopped off the little point on that wave. Okay, so put that there, tuck this underneath, see how that looks. That looks good, I like that. Yep, and I don't even mind. I was thinking it would be better higher, but where's my little book? Let's see if I were to tuck it in. And I went down to about here. Yeah, you would see all the writing. Yep, okay, that is what I'm going to do. I'm seeing where the bottom is here, how far up it goes. I need it about here. Then let me look to see if this is on printer. Ooh, it is, yay. I print so many of these things. Sometimes I print them on printer paper, which is just label paper that's full-sized. But sometimes I print just on normal paper as well, copy paper. I do print a lot on 32 count, which is just nice copy paper, a little bit thicker. Okay, there we go. And then if I have any sticking over, oh, look what I did. I did it on the wrong side. That's funny. Wasn't paying any attention. Was all excited. Just means I'm going to be covering this side. Okay. So for right now, I'm going to call that one done, except for having now to cover the back. And I just will start going across, grab the next one. Remember to do the front this time. Decide whether, I have a ton of this lighter teal. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm actually gonna run the waves. Let's see. I could do the same thing where I fussy cut. Do this, do this, do this, and get the whole waves all the way up. But instead, I think I am gonna go just sideways. What about this? This would have a little bit of white. Yep, let's use that. Have my fan on really high. It keeps blowing everything all over the place. Okay, let's see how high it goes. Okay, so I might be adding a little extra since it doesn't cover the whole thing. Let's start right at the very bottom. Let's see how wide. Might take it up. Does make it so much easier when it's label paper. Just takes the glue step out. But I will say that your scissors do get pretty sticky. I have to de-stick. You can feel it right here. It's really sticky. So I have to de-stick my scissors often. There's some stuff, you know, glue gone kind of stuff that you can put on it, or you just run it under water, hot water, and get a scrubby and scrub it off. Okay, there's a good beginning. So let's see some of our other sayings. You are mine and fear not, come with the fire. The other one is I will be with you. So I really liked I have called you by name. To me, that is exceedingly comforting, thinking that God has called me, specifically me, by name. So if I am to send this to someone, I would hope that they would find that comforting as well. Now, I don't have my inks over here that I would normally just brush on the side. So there's a couple different things you can do. You can just grab a pencil. Let's think, what color? Let's see what this is. Indigo, dark blue. Let me see if my teal one is over here. Possibly teal. So you just, I did cut it with scissors that make it look like ripped. So there is a little bit of an edge, and you just rub your pencil. You can do this with a marker. You can do this with any pen that has ink that kind of rubs off, not real hard. And then that way it sticks up a little bit. So I love that. Oop, that's a sticker as well. Thinking of what else I'm going to put on there. Okay, so let's get to our fire pages. I love this Fear Not flames right here. Would go up to about here. So if I take this, maybe do a bottom row, that would push it up a little bit. And then normally I would go obviously a little bit slower, but we do not want this video to be 10 hours long either. And you get the gist of what I'm doing. Okay, let's put that on. I printed all of these on sticker paper. Very good. Must have known that when my granddaughters were coming, it would be easier for them. So I'm trying to make sure the words are in there. It's pretty much in the middle. So if I have the same sticking out both sides, it should be semi in the middle. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get that blue off. Come around. The fun thing about using leftover ephemera is you really are just grabbing and melding things together that you have left. Often you have used the parts that you want on a Bible journaling page or in your common book or something like that. So sometimes it's maybe the smaller pieces, or the opposite, the larger pieces, if you only Bible journal in your margin. Okay, so we have 3 right now. And obviously I will be doing more with that one. Okay, another one. The You Are Mine is the one I want. But I don't necessarily need those flames. Trying to decide what to do. I want, honestly, more yellow. So I'm wondering if I have yellow somewhere through this book. Let me real fast dig through, see if I find a yellow or an orange big swoosh that I can use that would be similar. I have these 2 packets. Ooh, I have black. I have that. That's a possibility. I don't know if this is not bright enough. There's red. That could be a possibility. The red and the brown there. Let's see, a lot of tans through that packet. No yellow. Ooh, let me see if I have yellow in this packet. No. Ooh, here's a yellow. Okay, so let me see what I can come up with. Maybe putting a few, I love that, so that's a definite. And that actually takes up quite a bit of the, it's just normal paper too, so I'm gonna have to grab out some glue stick. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with. Trying to decide to put that at the top or the bottom. I think I'm going to try to put that at the top. Do a little bit of a ripped edge up there. Since I'm putting it at the top, I'm leaving the bottom even though it has some white on it because it probably is going to be covered. So line it up. Now let's think of what we're going to put at the bottom. I think I might use this. Yep. I only need, yeah, that's perfect. There we go. I have to look on the back of this to see if this is, nope, that's just the nice thick paper. My 32 count that I love so much. I mean, sometimes if you don't know, you just turn the corner. Maybe it is. Let me see. It does feel really thick. Let's see. Ah, it is sticker paper, not 32 count. Even better. Okay. This is our top up here. Let's put a hole in it. And then this one we were gonna do, that has Fear Not on it. And we have the You Are Mine. I wonder if there's another flame. I know something fell on the ground. Let me see what that was. No, blue. I also like this Redeemed. It's really large though. I could cut it down a tad. Put it Redeemed and You Are Mine. Oop, yep, that's what we're doing. Chopping this down a little bit. I don't need as much around it. There we go. We have Redeemed. Oop, things are really flying with that wind. Guess I should have turned down my fan a little bit, but in Florida, it, of course, is still hot. Even though it's supposed to be fall out there. I think I might put that right on there. So because this is black, I want to bring in the black. So let me see if I can find a black pencil. Do the same thing that I did before. Picks up those, oops, rips a little bit, which is really cool. Let me rub it. These are Derwent ink tints, and that means they're water soluble. So if I had a paintbrush, they would turn into like watercolor. But because of that, they're really soft, so I can get a good smudge. Okay, so I am going to glue that. I'm going to glue this, or not glue because it is sticker paper. And the only other thing I need to think about, do I want a journal on the back of each of these? What else am I going to do to these? Most likely I'm going to take ink, go around the edges, or a pencil, either one. Can't get that corner. That second one, I need something else with as well, because it's this one. Need to think of what else to add. That actually is kind of cool at the top. Let me put that hole in. This one I have to cover the back. So these so far are the ones that I have. I have not decided on this, what else I'm going to add. There's black, black, and black. So I feel like I need to add something on there that is black. The word called I have in black too. So maybe I just put that, and then I have called you by name and called up there or called down here. But the fact that my fold up little pockets from my tags, the black does show on each of them, I think I might put the called up at the top. So they have a little bit of kind of universal, how do you say it, universal, where they all kind of match is what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, hope that inspires you a little to grab out some of your old booklets, whether they have a top little area or a little pocket on the inside. Grab some of your clothing tags, if they're the nice ones that are a little bit thicker, and grab out your old ephemera and make something new out of it. Nothing ever needs to be thrown away, right? I wouldn't say that. I throw a ton away every time we move, but since I'm in my 33rd address, I do get rid of stuff every move and start all over. Be thinking, I will use it someday. But anyway, these are the in progress looking ones, but I will put a picture on our Facebook page with the final product. Have a wonderful day.